So that will be Control Override. So this is another game that was submitted by the developer.
Mm-hmm.
So, starting with the thumbnail.
It's plain, but it's clear.
Yeah.
It fits the aesthetics of the game. There's not much going on here that tells me anything about the game, though.
Yeah.
It's not like, why would I try this?
Mm-hmm.
Why would I click this? Because I mean, only thing I get over this is that there's green in the game and the name of
Zeros
the game.
and ones.
Yeah. Well, you can't even really tell that all that easily. You'd have to really look at it, and people don't look at thumbnails that hard. So the main thing they're going to get is that it's green and that it's name is Control Override. Which, getting the whole Control Override is important, but you need to tell them more about your game than it's green.
Yeah. And I think this is like one of the issues that we have with these kinds of puzzle games, is that you either have the very clean but not descriptive thumbnail, or you have the very detailed but hard to follow thumbnail.
Mm.
So, how would you improve this? Like, would you... I think maybe having like some of like the lasers, I think it needs more color. Like as we're talking, the thumbnails or the screenshots are like playing on the left hand side, so I'm seeing reds and purples and blues. Like it feels like could use like maybe have like the lasers be like a border around Control Override, so it draws your eyes in.
Maybe have a laser across the top and across the bottom, and then I don't know, have like characters in there somewhere, maybe, I don't know.
I think it needs more color, and it needs like something to kind of guide your eye.
Yeah, and it should all guide your eye to the name of the game.
Yeah. So grade wise, again, it's clean, but it tells me nothing. Like I don't know. Do you think C plus or C minus?
I'm thinking B minus because, like, I mean, what it does well because it's very clear that it's the name of the game and it draws your eyes exactly where it needs to go. But it tells you nothing about the game, and that's the problem. That's the one problem with this is like if this told me what I needed to know about the game in a thumbnail, some kind of basic information, then I think this would have been an amazing thumbnail.
Yeah.
But that's the one thing it's missing, is telling me what it is I'm clicking on, because at this point it's just some game called Control Override that's green. That's all I know about the game.
Yeah. I'll give it a C plus for me. I think again, it's one of those cases where you don't have enough on here that's going to make somebody click on. Like again, if we go back to the Hopeless Drag example, like this, it stands out. Like it gives you something that catches your eye. It looks differently from everything else that you would see on the Steam store page. While Control Override is clean, but it's not really
it's not telling you anything about the game.
Yeah, it's not something that I would be... If I'm scrolling down a Steam store page and I see this thumbnail, I'm not really going to be stopping, I think, to click on this and see what else is there.
Yeah, because it's not telling you anything about the game.
Yeah.
I mean, if the game is green, then it's telling you everything about the game. But it's not green, the game.
All right, are you ready for the trailer?
Yeah.
All right, let's see what we have. Alright. I like the opening.
Yeah.
Let's see. I can already tell one problem. And I'll wait until this is over.
bugs, features, and tools.
Everything all developers need. Alright, wait till the end to show your name. Call to action.
I think the structure was rather well, you know, for the most part, because like he had that really poppy part at the end, but he needs a poppy part at the beginning for the cold opening.
Yeah, I think the beginning was good. The ending was good. I felt the middle could be trimmed a little bit.
Yeah, I think he needs a little bit in the middle, but I think he also needs a cold opening. You know, aka a poppy part like he has at the end.
Yeah.
You know, because you want a cold opening, and then you want to, you know, start down low and then build your way up to a poppy ending kind of thing.
Yeah. I think you could probably cut out 20, maybe 30 seconds in the middle. Try to get this down to maybe 40, 45 seconds.
Well, I mean, to be fair, most of his time is a call to action.
Yeah. So,
Because, I mean, the trailer really ends at, like a minute mark.
Let's see. Yeah, maybe minute 3. Like, that's when we see the title. Yeah. So here's the big problem, and I think it's going to be one that's going to hurt this game. The trailer showed me nothing about the gameplay. Specifically, what am I doing in this game? And this is
it did show that, because like it showed you moving things to.
But how does that work? That's my problem. I don't know what I'm doing. And that's the issue with these kinds of puzzle games. You can show things moving around on screen. Does the player know what it is they're actually going to do in these games?
I mean, I understood it pretty well. And I'm not a puzzle game person.
Like, I see the like, at the 11-second mark, you can see the transfer it. But I'm not understanding, like, what I'm transferring. Like, is it just allowing me to do multiple commands? Or just a single one per object?
Well, the transfer it is just basically pushing the elevator to the call button.
Man. Like, I see it turns purple and turns blue. So I guess it's just going to be just, you know, you're just moving these around and that's it.
Yeah.
But from what we were saying earlier about the thumbnail, there's a lot more color in the trailer than there is in the thumbnail. And I think some of that color could have been used there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he could trim, you know, a little bit out of here, maybe 5-10 seconds, maybe 15 out of the trailer, and then put a, you know, 3 to 5 second little code opening at the beginning that really pops.
Yeah, if you
like his end one.
If you look at the 50-second mark, when it's kind of doing like a quick flash of levels or of a section, I think that was a pretty good part.
Yeah, that's the climax. And you want basically something like the climax for a code opening at the beginning too.
So overall, though, I think this is a good trailer. Just like a little bit on the long side, and maybe just needs a little bit more in terms in the middle. But it gets the point across.
Yeah.
I don't think
it needs more in the middle. It just needs adjustment in the middle.
Yeah. I'm thinking the B range for me. What about you?
B plus, because like it is so hard to make a trailer for a puzzle game. And I think they did a pretty good job. You know, based on that.
Yeah. I'll keep with a solid B. I think it does feel like it feels longer in the middle than I think it should, but it does, I think, hit everything about this game. Like, by the end of this trailer, I think you know kind of what kind of puzzles you're expecting. It has a call to action. And I think it does a good job of selling it. Now, with that said, though, the thumbnails or the screenshots. Number 3 was definitely in the trailer.
I think number 2 is in the trailer too.
Mm-hmm. I don't think number 1 was.
Yeah.
Neither was number 4.
I think number 5 was. So.
Again, one of the issues with this game or with this kind of style is that everything looks very similar just because of how strong the coloring is.
Yeah. Something I might do to help that would be have different boards that have, different color backgrounds and borders.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Pony.
Rather than using green for all your backgrounds and borders. At least it looks like it, at least according to the screenshots. If they're not, then I would include some of those boards in your screenshots. But yeah. I would do boards that have, a different color for your thing. And I know they're doing colors to represent certain, mechanics and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So they need to be, colors that are not being used for mechanics.
Yep, and I would also...
He probably has a good... I think he's probably going to be able to pick maybe 2 or 3 different colors that are not being used in there that are usable for, to replace the green.
Mm-hmm. I would say, like, if there's any other, like, bosses or, some kind of, like, very specific section, that could make a good screenshot here, too, just to kind of break up everything else.
Yeah.
Like, you have the one you have the third screenshot that shows kind of like the mouth guy. I would say maybe have 1 or 2 more that are like either like a boss or, just something that looks different. But still, though, I think this is a pretty good collection of screenshots.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? B again? Maybe B+?
Well, I mean, some of them are reused.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's kind of hard to tell, though, again, because of how this looks. Maybe the second to last one?
I think about 2 or 3 of them were reused.
Mm-hmm.
But there's 8, so there's probably 5 original screenshots.
So
I'd give it, I don't know, maybe a B, maybe a B.
Yeah. I would say B, too. Alright, let's go down to the about. Alright, so very, very short. Mm-hmm. But it does have a little bit more structure to it.
Yeah, he's got the blue text for key features. He's got bullet points here.
We have a GIF.
And he's got one good GIF. Well, this GIF is really overreaching because this GIF should not be basically a trailer. You know what I mean?
You could have broken that into maybe 3 or 4.
They're probably 5. Looking at this thing, probably about 5 GIFs, maybe.
Yeah.
You want your GIFs to be short because you don't want people to have to stay on your one section of your page.
You want to be scrolling down.
One section for like a minute.
Mm-hmm.
You want the GIFs to be probably, what do you say, no longer than 5 seconds long?
Yeah. The part where it says you do not have control, that would be the perfect kind of banner GIF for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do not have control, obtain it. That should be your first GIF. Then Control Override is a puzzle game about control, blah, 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 blah. Then have another part of the GIF.
Yeah. I mean, if they take this GIF they have and break it up into several pieces kind of thing and turn like one part into a banner, one part into a GIF, another part into a GIF, and another part into a GIF kind of thing, then, they will probably have enough to actually divide it out and be what they need it to be.
Yeah. And each one of these key features, or maybe every other, should have a corresponding GIF. Like physics-defying puzzles, definitely. Generous rewind mechanic. That you should show in a GIF right there.
Yeah.
Intriguing story of a hacker who hacked an eye of his own creation. That's where you could put in, the AI or that creature we saw. So I mean,
or you'd have no control.
Yeah. This is a tough one because it's structured nicely, or it's structured good, but it needs more.
It's decent. I
Yeah.
wouldn't say it's good.
I think, again, turning this one, like, mega GIF into, like, 4 or 5 smaller ones and kind of spacing them out would be so much better.
Yeah, that would be a huge difference. And breaking up the text more.
Yeah. What do you think grade-wise?
I mean, the structure isn't here, but I think the content is here.
It has potential. I mean?
Yeah, I think the main thing that needs to happen is that GIF needs to be broken up and spread out, and then, maybe a few other specific GIFs added, kind of thing. So, I mean, like, it's a hard one. I don't know. B-, C+.
I was thinking more in, like, I think the C+ range for me. Again, not much has to be done to bump this grade up. And I think that is a strong positive for this.
Yeah, basically, you break that GIF up into mini GIFs, and then you spread it all around, and this is probably an easy A.
Yep, I would agree with that.
But as is now, it's definitely not an A or anywhere close to it.
Yep. All right, title card. So we have 3 tags. Okay, I see one very big problem. There's no puzzle tag.
Yeah. And that's a big problem.
Yeah. Because, I mean, this would be a game that would scream puzzle.
Yep.
It even says Control Variety is a puzzle game about control.
And I said it at the very beginning, I'm not really much of a puzzle game person.
Yeah. So, that is a very big negative. You want, again, the Steam algorithm is its own boss fight, and you need to do things to appease it.
Yeah. I don't see the Avenger game in here, though.
Yeah. Well, you're exploring? That's an adventure. Isn't life an adventure? Life is a masochistic adventure.
Yeah.
But you have a website, you have Twitter and YouTube.
Well, let's see if they actually have a website. You gotta click on it. Yep, they actually do have a website. And they're using a lot of green on the website. And...
So this is basically the opposite of Hopeless Dregs. Hopeless Dregs did really good with the tags, but not good in the contact. And this is doing good in the contact, but not with the tags.
Yeah. But they have a publisher. And they're linking the publisher YouTube channel. Man, I don't know. What do you think about that? Like, I think they should be linking their own YouTube channel.
Isn't that their YouTube channel? Because Badeshi Interactive is a developer, and that's the YouTube channel.
But it says Brain
Station is the publisher, but Badeshi is...
Yeah, that's what I said.
No, you said the YouTube was linking the publisher, but no, that doesn't seem like it.
When I click on the YouTube channel, it goes to Badeshi Interactive.
Yep, that's a developer. But you said it was going to the publisher, which is Brain Station 23.
Oh, well, they just have it listed wrong. Because it... Wait. No, they don't. I'm just reading it because of the Twitter. Okay.
Yeah, so that's right. So, I think missing the puzzle tag is a huge mistake.
Yeah, absolutely.
But he did do everything, or they did do everything else, I think, good.
Yeah.
You think what, like B?
B-. Well, B. This would be probably an A if you put that one tag in there.
Yeah. And again, like, for those of you who watch this, like...
No, not A+, but...
Like, when we do these grades, very little can very little things can bump or lower a grade dramatically.
Mm-hmm. At the same time, a lot of problems can just end up barely affecting the grade.
Yeah. So, final grade. I mean, overall, it's definitely above average. I think this is a decent page. Not the best, but in the same breath, not a lot I think needs to be done to kind of like fix the issues that we have with it.
Yeah, I mean this could have, like a few edits and be an A page.
Mm-hmm.
A minus page. But as is now is definitely not.
No.
I think this is I think overall I think I might give it a C.
I think I may be a little bit more generous. I was going to give it maybe C plus. I think it's
I
like
was debating C plus, but I think it's just the thumbnail,
mm-hmm.
Drags it down, and no card opening on the trailer. The some of the images and the screenshots are from the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
And
but
they're what's in the content about this game page is good, but there's no structure to it, and makes it really go down quite a bit. And there's no puzzle tag, like that's why I'm going to C. Instead of C plus.
Yeah. I think I'll stick with C plus because I do like what I see, but like we said, not a lot needs to be changed. I mean, adding the puzzle tag alone will probably bump this up to a C plus for you, right?
Yeah.
And then the GIF. I mean, the thing is that even with the GIF that we have here, we're not even asking them to redesign. We're just saying take this one big GIF and split into 4 or 5, and that's not that hard to do.
Yeah.
So
and then spread it out in about this game page.
So there's definitely a lot of potential here. And the game is due out in 5 days. So this could... I think it would be possible to at least make a few of these corrections within that span of time. And maybe bump it up into the, B minus B range.
Yeah, I mean, probably 5, 10, 15 minutes he could get the puzzle tag in, break the GIF up, and then restructure it.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing that may take some time would maybe be, redesigning the thumbnail and maybe doing a little bit more editing in the trailer.
Yeah.
But still...
Yeah, that would definitely take a good bit of time.
Yeah.
But those are the most 2 important things, so I would make sure to put in that time.
Yeah. But still, I think this is a fairly solid one. As Shark said, it is notoriously difficult to make an eye-catching trailer and store page for a puzzle game.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this one comes... I think one of the closest we've seen to kind of breaking that trend.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So, I think with that, we are about done. And way under an hour. So, or at least for us, that's a big push there. So, anything you want to say to end this on? Any final advice?
No. Just, well, actually, I do have one piece of advice.
Mm-hmm.
Join Josh's Eye Discord down below. And sub to this channel.
All right.
Because you'll get more of this great advice. And that is good advice.
Good. And as always, if you are a developer working on an upcoming game or one that just came out and you'd like us to review your store pages, again, we can be very critical, but if we like it, it means you did something very right. Then definitely get in touch. You can follow me on Twitter at GW
And you can follow me at Nexus Games INC1.
All right. But with that, if you'd like to catch our Sunday shows, those are around 4:30 starting time live. And these shows are live Thursdays starting around 3:30 ET.
Yep. And again, you can find links to everything down below and lick the smash button and all that.
All right. So with that said, we're going to wrap up this week's Indie Inquiries. As always, come back for daily discussions on game design here and on Game Wisdom, where he's in the art and science of games. And until next time, take care.